Do you do certain medications? Well, this anime is about a woman that does a lot of medication, if you know what I mean. And no, I'm not talking about marijuana. Mao Mao is a young apothecary with a hunger for adventure and a taste for disaster. She has learned so much about medicines, potions, and she even experiments on herself to the point that she has scars all over her body. She gets involved in an unfortunate kidnapping incident and has to spend the next couple of years in the Emperor's house with 4 baby mamas. Crazy, isn't it? Glistening and expressive. What beautiful eyes we see for a first scene. A beautiful young woman who we can tell has learned all her apothecary skills from her father squats on a field of different flowers. If this is how farm girls are, I might grab me one for a wife. She is summoned by her father and told to deliver medicine to the Verdigris house. She's got this nonchalant bad girl voice, and this looks in her eyes that keeps me wondering. She's the protagonist, of course. Her father tells her she should be careful of kidnappers, right after we see a 30 milliseconds glimpse of her being kidnapped. She rushes over to the Verdigris house. It looks like a palace, but we clearly see people being extorted of their own money. All I can see in the Verdigris house are beautiful and well-endowed, eye-catching and properly endowed women, okay? Maybe I was wrong. I think it's a brothel. I forgot to mention, her name is Mao Mao, our cute young protagonist. She races out of the Verdigris house and gets to a field of flowers. She's kidnapped as she was busy admiring the flowers on the field. 3 months later, and Mao Mao finds herself in the Rare Palace, a special palace for the women who are to give birth to the Emperor's children. Obviously, men aren't allowed unless you're the Emperor. His kin, and a royal eunuch. Mao Mao gives direction to a fellow servant who is an illiterate. The servants here are mostly illiterates and are only taught the normal etiquettes, in order for them to please the concubines in the Rare Palace. High-catching and sweet-looking servants can also become prospective baby mamas for the Emperor and his kin. Eyesores remain servants. Mao Mao is pretty, but she has no endowment. She makes ironing boards jealous. While washing, Mao Mao is told about a beautiful eunuch. And to be honest, this guy is too good-looking to be a eunuch. She's also told about the deaths of the children of the Emperor, and how the 2 newborn prince and princess are also sick. Mao Mao speculated that it's not a curse, but just a not well-diagnosed illness or a poison. Curiosity beats Mao Mao, and she goes in to check what's going on with the Emperor's children. She runs into a gathering of people. We hear a resounding slap. It's the mother of the prince dusting the face of the mother of the princess, saying she cursed her child because she gave birth to a boy and she gave birth to a girl. Mao Mao notices something that the royal physician and I couldn't place our finger on. Even after watching the scene over and over again, she mumbles in a way to notify the people of the palace as she makes her way out of there. Well, I don't know if a child died or something, but we see a woman crying heavily on the floor while it rains cats and dogs. Yes, painfully the male child passed away. The beautiful eunuch converses with the mother of the female child about a written note found by the window of the physician. It's written on the note a powder being used on the babies is poison and should be kept away from the children. The baby mama wants the anonymous tipper to be found. The beautiful eunuch remembers that at the commotion a while ago, he hears a young lady murmur to herself about writing something. He smirks, devilish with a spice of trouble. The serving girls are summoned by the beautiful eunuch. You know how girls are. At the sight of him, they act like butter in need of spreading. Knowing and fully well that the serving girls are illiterates, the beautiful eunuch writes on a paper saying they should wait. He then says out loud that they can all go. Mao Mao is the only serving girl left standing. The beautiful eunuch tells her to quietly follow him. She pushes his hand off her shoulder and dusts her shoulder. The beautiful eunuch takes Mao Mao to the mother of the princess, the only surviving child. She thanks her for saving her daughter's life. Mao Mao tries to deny, but the beautiful eunuch clears her straight up with the facts he has gathered. She tells them she's an apothecary and knows a little about poison. Mao Mao is promoted to be the lady-in-waiting for the baby mama. The mother of the princess is Lady Gyokuyu. Sorry, my bad. It's concubine Gyokuyu. A report which entails that the soldiers were poisoned by some hoodlums using the food cooked by the community was sent from the soldiers' camp to the beautiful eunuch. The messenger asks the beautiful eunuch about the new lady-in-waiting that concubine Gyokuyu hired. The beautiful eunuch devises a delusional way to keep Mao Mao in check. Mao Mao is to report to the JP Pavilion, which is the territory of concubine Gyokuyu. She's interrupted by the beautiful eunuch who tries to use his charms to seduce Mao Mao. But bro, Mao Mao was not even moved. She felt an instant irritation and continues her movement to the Jade Pavilion. She arrives at the Jade Pavilion and meets Hong Niang, head of the lady-in-waiting. Mao Mao is given a tour of the Jade Pavilion. She's introduced to other lady-in-waiting. Mao Mao is summoned by Lady Gyokuyu and the beautiful eunuch. She's told that she'll be testing the concubine's food before the concubine eats. I'm sorry I keep calling her Lady Gyokuyu. It's concubine Gyokuyu. The tray of food is brought to Mao Mao. She's not testing the food. She's just enjoying her meal with her eyes closed. If I say it's testing, I'm lying. This is pure sensual evaluation. Mao Mao informs Lady Gyokuyu to switch to silver plates because they react to poison. The concubine tells her that she already knew. She just wanted to test her. Mao Mao is so bored because she has nothing to do except for her sensual evaluation. This girl does not know what he has done for her. If I had the chance and her knowledge of poison, I'll be enjoying the king's meal. The beautiful eunuch, I just found out his name though. Oh shit. Can't remember right now, I'll tell you later when I remember. The beautiful eunuch summons Mao Mao and tries to use his looks to charm her. Nothing for him. The beautiful eunuch tries to make Mao Mao eat buns laced with aphrodisiac, but she notices it and realizes he just tried to trick her. Concubine Gyokuyu laughs out loud. I think she knows what the eunuch was planning. Guy thinks he's smart. The beautiful eunuch tells her about the incident in the soldier camp. Mao Mao explains to them that the rear palace is filled with plants that have poisoned in them. The beautiful eunuch asks if she could make an aphrodisiac. Mao Mao is overjoyed because she loves to do experiments with plants. Mao Mao is a mad scientist in the making. I've remembered the beautiful eunuch's name. His name is Jinshi. Okay, I can't let this slide. I don't know. If you've watched the anime Hunter x Hunter, if you have, then you know how Hisoka drools over Killua and Gon. That's the same way Jinshi drools over Mao Mao because she looks at him condescendingly. I don't understand why anime characters have weird obsessions. The next day, Mao Mao is taken to the paper room. I actually mistook the room for a herbs room because we know she has a fetish for everything connected to Mother Nature by root. Her face literally glows up. It's like she has just walked into heaven. It's like that euphoric feeling you get when you're holding big juicy watermelons after a long time. Forgive me. She's so happy to be using the paper so freely. Pen and paper I've been running from all my life. Mao Mao proceeds to make the aphrodisiac. She makes it into a chocolate pills and has a little leftover syrup that she makes into little chocolate cupcakes for herself. She sets out to deliver the aphrodisiac pills to Jinshi, but gets distracted by medicinal plants on a small field in the rear palace. By the time she gets back to the palace, a few ladies already had the aphrodisiac and are going crazy. She delivers the pills to Jinshi. The concubine requests Mao Mao to make some for the emperor. Just before Jinshi leaves, he touches Mao Mao's braided hair and kisses her hair. I can't tell if it's just her imagination. Did the aphrodisiac get to her? Okay, let's see where the so-called beautiful eunuch is taking this. Jinshi tells a woman something and she runs out of the room crying. I think she's one of the emperor's baby mama. The next scene, a serving girl is attacked by something believed to be a spirit. The rumor goes round the place that there's an evil spirit going around the rear palace and killing people. But as usual, Mao Mao makes nothing of it. Mao Mao goes to the royal physician's place and she's perplexed because a while ago he was so wary of her. And now he even makes her tea. Why is he so laid back? Just about to take tea and cookies from the physician, that evil spirit called Jinshi shows up and says he wants some, and the physician goes to bring some more. She didn't get to take any. Jinshi asks her if she knows anything about sleepwalking, and she denies and says it has nothing to do with medicine, but Jinshi persists and, well, she gave in to do what she can. Wait, that means Jinshi knows the so-called sleepwalker that's killing people and the name is Evil Spirit. Nightfall. Jinshi's assistant walks Mao Mao somewhere. During transit, he tells her to stop looking at eunuch Jinshi like he's a woman-eating maggot. I still don't understand why he's touched by her condescending looks. I'm beginning to think that guy is packing down there. Jinshi's assistant leads her to see the so-called evil spirit. It's a beautiful princess that's been... Wait, she's very pretty and she's dancing on top of a wall with a dress that glows under the moonlight. It's serene. Both Mao Mao and I are amazed. The princess has been neglected by the emperor because she's supposedly said to be a wonderful dancer, but she tripped while dancing for him. Ever since then, the emperor just threw her aside and has now decided to marry her off to a military man. Ever since the news reached her about the marriage, she's been sleepwalking, dancing, and attacking people at night. She's the wandering evil spirit. I feel so bad for her. Mao Mao is informed about all this, and she requests to see her to know more about her condition. Mao Mao goes to spy on the princess with Jinshi's assistant. She returns and tells concubine Gyokuyu and Jinshi about the same sleepwalking she encountered in the Verdigris house. She speculates that the sleepwalking is caused by stress, and the princess would stop sleepwalking if the wedding with the military man was cancelled. Concubine Gyokuyu and Jinshi nods in agreement, and Mao Mao takes her leave. The princess is called Lady Fuyu. Lady Fuyu is confined to her room till the day of her bestowal. Eunuchs are kept to watch her. Mao Mao wonders if that's a good decision. Concubine Gyokuyu notices that Mao Mao has been behaving strangely. After a while, Concubine Gyokuyu confronts Mao Mao and tells her that Mao Mao could tell her anything. I guess Mao Mao is behaving out of the norm because what she said is not what they did. Mao Mao tells Concubine Gyokuyu a story about another courtesan at the Verdigris house and likens it to that of Lady Fuyu. As they speak, Lady Fuyu takes her leave to her bestowal. I don't know if I should be sad for her. Mao Mao makes a crazy speculation. She tells Concubine Gyokuyu that since Lady Fuyu and the military officer are from the same town, it is possible that they both had feelings for each other, and Lady Fuyu foiled her presentation to the emperor on purpose so he wouldn't touch her, knowing fully well that as a military man, he could not propose to a princess. The military man at the best opportunity to chose a reward for himself, strongly requested for Lady Fuyu. It is possible that Lady Fuyu faked her sleepwalking, so that the emperor does not grow a sudden interest in her because she wants to be with the military man and does not want to ruin her chance to be with her love. With that being said, it's still all speculations. The gates are opened and Lady Fuyu sees the military man and her dim face lights up. They walk out like lovebirds, so Mao Mao's speculations were actually true. Concubine Gyokuyu states that she's jealous of Lady Fuyu. Truth to be told though, the military officer is a fine man. What I was expecting was not what I saw at all. What next do we have in store for our apothecary? Thanks for watching, fellow weebs. If you enjoyed this recap, dive into the next video or playlist, and don't forget to check out our cool anime hoodies in the description below. See you in the next recap.